going to hope to avoid that. We're headed on to Nuke, and ViCi are looking comfortable to finish this series off, but we'll see if Invictus can play spoiler today.
I've fallen behind in the predictions again. I'm going to be down there with Kevin slumming it up unless Invictus can reverse sweep after getting 16-0'd on their own map pick. It'll be ViCi to start things out on this T side. Smoke onto Annex. Advent's got the flashes ready for the boys.
Yep, double pushed in through ramp room as well, as the action is actually going to be straight down through vent. Kaze, as long as he's able to stay alive, is going to be pretty crucial, but CSGO is going to be pushed off that Megaton angle. Cops a dink for his troubles, and both players actually haven't pressured lobby, so Kaze's still alive, cuts off this vent rotation. And Bottle pushing forward, very brave of him to do so. Jam Young just jumping up and down. That actually might be his undoing at the end of the day, because there's absolutely no one left at the moment except for Kaze. That's a better look for Invictus. They got around.
Let's go Invictus!
16-0 right back on their own map pick.
It might actually happen. You never know with Chinese Counter-Strike sometimes.
If that happens, I'm going to quit casting. Like, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
What do you mean? We just literally found out that Dan King's alternate alias in Chinese translates to Egg King.
What about, what is it, like, examination champion or something?
Attacker's got
University.
some great alternative, like, IDs.
Apparently Attacker's alternate ID is University Entrance Exam Champion or something like that.
Pretty much. So it is actually going to be the force up from ViCi, but Invictus already dropping a bit of utility nice and early on. Just going to dent some of the HP. Scout from Viva as well.
Oh, how are you going to do it like that? Kaze, have mercy.
Kaze's like, well, we didn't get the 16-0, but
watch
16-1 is still a possibility.
Not if CSGO has something to say about it, but that's the orc dropped.
Yeah. Someone's going to go and grab that, surely. Nope, they're not
Invictus, if they keep playing like this, might be dropped by their org as well.
Wow. That was harsh. Anyway, they're going to try and make this retake work, but Jam Young seems to have almost found the timing of the Bottle. Doesn't actually land any of the shots, though, and so he drops, and it prompts Advent to just play a little bit more passively here. Double peek, though, for Kaze and Advent, and now Advent has a bit of a job to do because Flying's headed in his direction. I mean, Destroyer's only just now coming in on the rotation. Surely it's too late.
I don't think anyone remembered to tell him that they were going for it.
I don't know what was going on there. He was just on the other side of the map.
I think it was also the pressure because you've lost Annex control at that stage, and Orban, I think, would have been lurking around and making a little bit of noise as well. So, kind of just preoccupied with that little fact over there. Org has been recovered at the very least for Invictus, but ViCi just straight on the back of Kaze, just doing a how you do drive-by with a scout, opens up the round for ViCi, and that's literally it.
Force in here for Invictus, trying to make pistol armor work around these 3 guns that they saved through from the last. Let's see if they're able to get across the line here, or whether ViCi will continue this good run they have had. So far, Allman doing good work defending that lobby push. So King's on a bit of an expedition down into lower. Kaze just skirting around with the scout.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade at Annex as well. Kaze drops a molly and Bottle, wide swinging out. He's going to be out in the open. At least the gun might be retrievable by CSGO, but he's been spotted out.
They're just peeking him.
Kaze still hits that shot as well, by the way.
But it's a 2v2 at the moment. Like, that's a bit of a problem with the bomb actually stuck in secret, so...
Yeah, it's up to Allman.
Advent's just going to walk out. Don't worry about it. No, Xiao has been tagged down by the scout, and so he's probably pretty low, confident to take that challenge. Viva now in the 1-on-2, has an AK, so he has that advantage at the very least, but Orman and Advent have the power of numbers.
He's also got a kit on Viva as well. Smoke. Lots of smoke is being used. Another smoke. Pushing through. Not going to work as he's making noise, and Orman's going to take that fight very happily.
Yeah, now Invictus is broke, has to go down to the pistols, and ViCi, they start nice and early. After losing the pistol, they immediately hit back, break that money, force the save, then Invictus tries to force around the couple of guns that they did save, and ViCi just wins again, breaks the money entirely, and now they're going to continue on their merry way. Going to start off on that T-side streak they usually do get off on quite well. ViCi on Nuke, compared to the rest of Asia, kind of looks like they're on another level. You just see them play with the rotation so well. The individuals make pushes at good timings and just maneuver around their map with a much better intuitive understanding that I feel like a lot of other people do have on this map.
Well, Zoking's got himself an entry onto the A bomb site. Smoke down for Annex, is going to cover off that angle, and now he only has to worry about, well, nothing, because Flying's died alive in the Molotov. Died alive in the Molotov? Burnt alive in the Molotov.
Died to death.
He died it so hard that he died.
Rip in peace.
He burned so hard that he was a fire.
Don't even know what to say much about this round. Just ViCi just go out to the A site and just get a couple of kills.
Just here,
Wow, it's like Vertigo all over again.
I'm not feeling too good about this. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just not feeling that good
Look,
about this.
Invictus haven't had a proper buy round just yet. This is where we're seeing an AWP now.
Yeah,
Viva's got an AWP.
Kev, what you've got to understand is Bottle's going to come into this roster and really just reinvigorate Invictus. They're basically going to be the next best team behind Tyloo. In fact, they might even be the team that can beat Tyloo.
I mean, admittedly, it was a nice storyline to set up, but unfortunately it's fallen a bit flat, which is... We always talk about egg on face, but...
Egg King is definitely Pilsky at the moment.
Oh, God.
Secret control coming out from ViCi as they do manage to get across without taking too much damage, but Bottle's here.
How's he gotten it so wrong?
I'm going to be down in the predictions with Karat CS. Oh man, talk about egg on your face. I've reached a whole new low. Alright, well, secret control has been obtained by ViCi Gaming. They're going to start walking their way through. Putting a little bit of pressure on. Bottle's the only one down here, and he is the chosen one, remember guys? Never mind. He just gets one beat on the headshot line by Zoking.
And Orman's still lurking out. It's like he can't even cross into secret. Orman's just found, I think, the timing. He's just walked in, and he might have just, he might be back to back with someone.
Hello.
In the smoke. Hello. Zoking's actually gone down though, so Flying's a little bit spooked. Orman. Oh no, he's actually just wrapped behind both of them. And Advent, how does Advent get away with that position? There's no trades coming forward, and Viva's not even having armor at this moment. Flashbangs, everything turning back and forth. And it's just headshot machine. It's just headshot central.
Hold on, they haven't had their first buy round yet, Kevin. Just wait.
And do you guys remember that time that Invictus was going to be the next best thing?
Yeah, next best thing are getting headshot.
I
But
mean,
what do you even do to counterplay this? It's just when there's just this guy that you're versing in the enemy team. He just keeps killing you every single time.
all I'm saying is I just look at this Invictus Gaming roster on paper and it's a team that just works, you know?
Let's give him a break. It's still nice and
They've
early.
got, no, Kev, they've got a lot of firepower, man. They've actually probably got more firepower than ViCi Gaming.
You can't be doing this at the moment to Mitch. That's just not fair. You can't be doing this against Mitch.
I think it's
You
hilarious.
can't do this against Invictus right now. You got to give him a chance.
I think it's so funny. I'm so glad that you won't ever let me live this down. That's what a true friend is. You know,
That's
some
right.
people say you got to build your friends up. I think that your truest friends in life are the ones that you can make fun of when they just make the stupidest calls.
Zoking's just farming the storm right now.
No, there might still be a chance here for Invictus. I'm not prepared to write them off just yet.
When it gets to maybe about 11-1, that's the part where I go, yep, that's the evening done and dusted there. And at this stage, it's heading that way a little bit.
Bilski's just speechless at the moment.
Oh, I'm still casting, man.
Oh, that's a couple of nice one digs.
Okay, Jordan, what do you got? What do you got now, bud? Huh? Look at that.
They've
It's our
still
Stargate.
got 3 players alive. What's the problem?
Oh, no. See, the only reason he missed that shot is because he only had one bullet in his clip. Otherwise, it would have been all right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, 5-1, and Invictus are going to get their second bye. Look, First one was just a practice run.
Double up this time. Bit more utility to work with. I think
Jordan's
you've
killed me.
actually broken Mitch, Jordan.
Good.
He's just paying me out, and he's looking, he's looking directly at me with the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. Just direct quoting me from the death segment.
Bottle's been spotted out and is still managed to take down Kaze. That's a better start, but it's traded back out. So
He tried to be cheeky and get away with it, but fortunately he does go down, and now ViCi, very, very good in the mid-rounds on Nuke, usually do come away with a lot of these kind of situations. Invictus, they haven't really rotated around anywhere. They've got no secret control. Advent's twisted his ankle, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. Okay. Straight
there's
through
a
the
smoke
smoke.
there.
They've still got a couple of players to try and defend this bomb site with, although they're not actually going to be required to defend the bomb site because ViCi's gone down to B. Xiao is there, though, with the AWP, and Advent he decides to face. It's not going well for him at all. Jamyoung tasked with the duel. His position is known, and he's just going to jump backwards and forwards, try to bait the shot as much as possible. Xiao does a great job, and finally, Invictus are going to get themselves a gun round. Here we go, Pilski. This is what you've been waiting for.
He's leading from the front. South Saga is sick of getting pummeled. So he's stepping up for Invictus and he's saying, come on boys, this is how you play Counter-Strike. Beaver, taking notes? Look at this AWPing. He's like almost 30 years old, but he's fragging up a storm.
I'm curious now, actually, how old he is. I'm gonna
I
find
think he's
out.
one of, he's up there with Advent.
That's what you thought early on.
But he plays like an 18-year-old.
Getting straight out into secret one more time. Wall of smokes. Pretty good for cover.
Yeah, rotations in from Zhao Sage with that AWP, but unfortunately he's just a tad too late. Mollied off the angle.
Now, do they smoke the cross this time as ViCi? I would say they would. There's the smoke. Ooh, I felt like the timing might have just worked out maybe for Xiao Saga if he just clipped through the edge of the smoke.
Wow, look at him go. Unfortunately, he does get traded out. Into the 3-on-3 now. There hasn't been any other rotations from Invictus. They are miles away, Kev.
All coming in through ramp, through Megaton. Unified approach coming forward. Advent going to be tasked with just holding on for now, but no utilities being thrown just yet. Just the manpower at this stage as Advent has a backup of Kaze, who's, I feel like for the first time, has actually picked up the AWP. I haven't seen Kaze with the AWP so far this series.
Yeah, hasn't really needed it, to be fair. And so this looks like it'll be another round for ViCi. Advent might die to the bomb, although I think he's going to be okay now. So not a bad one for ViCi. And Invictus right back to square one. Unfortunate. Money's a bit troublesome for them as well.
Still can go for the double AWP setup though. Destroyer saved one over.
Oh, nice shot from Kaze.
Yeah, slight investment for Invictus. They still have a fair amount of loss bonus built up, but they're just going to invest in MP9, a couple of digs around the AWP and the M4, and look forward to buying in the next round. I think it's going to be aggression on outside here. I think they're just sending Mr. Bottle in with the MP9, and in the meanwhile, Zhao Sage getting pressured at ramp room.
Oh, a nice little play around the smoke to just buy a little bit more time, but unfortunately a cute play with no one really there in rotation means that it's going to be back down to the 3-on-3.
Yeah, ViCi Gaming are just pretty next level on Nuke, at least in this region. I'd kind of like to see ViCi Gaming go overseas and play a bit of Nuke, to be honest. See how they go.
It's an attempt at a retake from Invictus, isn't it? But they're running out of time. ViCi down onto just Jamyoung, and he's going to get the job done again. It really feels like ViCi's kind of just going through the motions at the moment, and Invictus is almost throwing everything at ViCi, and nothing is sticking.
Yeah, it just gets to the stage, ViCi just go, oh, we lose a round, we'll just throw a different execute. So now they've gone ramps, they've gone over into secret a couple of times, it's all worked. Now my question is going to be, when is ViCi going to throw a fast A execute?
I think watching ViCi on this map kind of reminds me of like when you watch someone in like basketball or like soccer or something that's just that much better than someone else. Like they just kind of run circles around their opponents a lot of the time in terms of the rotations on the T side. Like always out positioning people, you know, they're always like limiting the information of the opponent. So like Invictus, a lot of the time they've got no bloody idea what's happening until it's way too late.
Good chance for Invictus, though, to do some damage in this round. They've got some nice positioning as we're heading into the mid part of it. Bottles in secret, Viva watching over. Bottle getting a couple of frags, locking this down at this moment, allowing Viva to really come back up. He's kind of found the timing. The bomb's lost in the open as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe even just ViCi getting a little bit lazy, you know, not being quite as on, quite as ready for what Invictus is going to throw at them. But maybe it doesn't even matter still. Orman should get the timing onto Flying here, who just walks his way out onto outer and doesn't check the angle. Once again, we're in a position where ViCi have got control of the lower bomb site. They've got the bomb down there. And Orman is also lurking around, causing enough of a problem for Invictus that it just, again, how do they get into a position where they can actually win the round? That's how. Shout down the vent does get the better of Kaze, but they still have to win against Jamyoung 2-on-1. Yes, it's a 2-on-1. Yes, it's an advantage here for Invictus. Timing favors them, but Viva, he shot so early.
He shot the door.
He shot so early. Well, now he's going to be cooked anyway, so it doesn't matter, but that was like, Viva's just panicking. He sees the door open, he's like, a reaction flick.
It's a good reaction, but
I don't know about you guys, but I get that sort of thing sometimes when I'm playing a game and like I'm like walking somewhere and there's like, let's say I'm in Counter-Strike, I'm like shift walking somewhere and then I walk around a corner and you just get instantly headshot. You just get, I don't know, I get like I jump a little bit.
hasn't happened to me in a while. I just don't trust my teammates enough. Never trust your teammates and you assume everything's dirty. Never going to be caught out by surprise.
Never trust anyone.
Not even
Never
yourself.
let your guard down.
Not even yourself.
Not even yourself. In the words of a wise man, constant vigilance.
Long as dirty. It was always dirty.
They execute coming out.
Yep.
So I was talking about. It's like, oh, one round doesn't go right. They execute.
Be just a flash in from Zoking, which nets him the entry. Not the second though, because Flying is doubling down. Hut even gets himself 4. How's that happened? ViCi have just fallen apart.
I'll tell you why you don't do the A execute. You don't run at the team that is sick at multi-fragging. You need a little bit more nuance. Play with the rotations, you know, sow a bit of seed of doubt. Make them have to think a little bit. But if you run at Flying and Bottle, you're going to be sorry, man. Just look at that. Look at that sick multi-frag. Gorgeous.
Oh, he's actually starting to be depleted for ViCi as well. Whereas for Invictus, Money's starting to slowly build up on some of the players. Slowly starting to get a couple of rounds. And we're not talking about Tai Lu here. Not talking about somebody. Flashbang to allow access for Zoking to get in through Annex. And now the pressure is going to commence on the A site once again.
This time a bit of a different approach from ViCi, who actually elect to go down into the vent. Destroyer peaks a little too late to cause a problem for them, and then gets his head chopped off by Kaze. Free haircuts being given out on the A bomb site. Same can be said down on B as well, because there's a frag or two exchanged there. Viva with the AWP this time connects, and that's a little bit of the flair that we really want to see from him. Kaze left in the 1-on-3, has already found Viva, and he's got the positioning on the bomb site to really go wherever he wants. But he's going to be close by the doors, and he will have heard the CTs coming. There's the end of Bottle, and the spray onto Flying as well. Kaze completes the round for ViCi with a 4K, and they get their 8th round on the T side of Nuke.
He just dabbed on them pretty much. Just outplayed them. And that's why you don't segment your retake. That's why you don't really try to give any opportunities, because this is exactly what happens. You give a little bit of glimpse of Kaze into the round and he'll steal it away from you. And Invictus did so well to get to that stage as well. Took down Orman, who was being a nuisance over at Outers. Make sure that Oh, Orman lurks quite a bit over this position. Make sure he's nullified. All right, excellent. We got 3 people alive. Let's go in. Oh, we lost one. Ooh, that's not good.
Nice nade.
Yeah, not bad. Now the fight from Zoking that comes TC over towards Annex. So Bottle's getting warmed up, Flying's getting warmed up.
So why is ViCi trying to do that without a smoke, Pilski?
Because they're trying to catch their opponent off guard. Usually you would not expect the peek through with the double wall of smoke. So you saw before, you know, you hold the flash out, or like Orman some of the time would be holding that flash out from silo or something like that. Try to send you onto the line and take the duel with the player on outside. Just the variation.
They've tried it a couple times though, actually, and I think that's now the second time that they've used it, and the second time that it hasn't really worked out for them.
And some of the time you'll see, like, especially if you're pressuring door, like I'll go back and check if they were actually pressuring door in the earlier parts of that round, but a lot of the time you pressure door and you try to like make sure the Annex player is a little bit distracted when you're going for that play. Not in that case. Really, they did just kind of... Hold on. There wasn't any kind of flash, it was just a dry peek from Zoking and Kaze, and Bottle and Viva
Yeah,
were
it wasn't even just
ready
Bottle,
for it.
It was Viva as well, so...
Yeah, so just trying to catch him off guard a little bit.
So this round maybe. Very quick out into the A bomb site, and it works quite poorly, actually. I thought Advent might survive there, but ends up being a 2 for 1. 3, in fact, if we see another one of these guys fall, and that should happen. 3 for 2, though. So ViCi getting a little bit of work done, but their money's a bit low. Haven't been able to invest a whole lot into this round, and things are starting to slip back into Invictus' favor. The thing is, though, I'm just not sure that it's enough. ViCi have already got an 8 on the T side, so, I mean, any rounds that they get here is going to be a bonus, yes, but it's not like they're really burning for rounds.
Yeah, I think ViCi have kind of tried to rush these last couple of rounds a little bit too much, rather than play things a little bit slower. And it hasn't really worked out in their favour. They've given Invictus a bit of leeway into this half, and you're starting to see Invictus start to get warmed up a little bit. The individual's looking a little bit sharper. I think on their T side, though, they're going to have their work cut out for them to try to grind this game out, because I've seen Invictus' T side on this map, and, you know, it's nothing to blow you away, you know, nothing to write home about. Similar to Tyloo, they very much rely on timing pushes, like getting a good timing into ramp, or, you know, going in through door and applying pressure and finding picks and things like that on good timings. So if that isn't working for them and they're not hitting their shots, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Again, Xiaosage actually on the secondary doing quite a lot of work here. It's actually on the primary, really.
I don't know about that one, though. Switching to the sidearm.
It's faster than reloading.
Yeah, didn't really need to reload there. Just needed to pull back the bolt. That's actually given the AWP over towards Kaze as well.
That could be bad news, couldn't it? Orman not too interested in taking a prolonged fight against Bottle, so he just hip-hops his way across to the roof.
We love a bit of hip-hop.
Yeah, bouncing up and down
Yeah.
like a bunny rabbit. Boing, boing.
Like a kangaroo, one would say.
Sure.
Runs into your car, damages your spoiler.
Speaking from experience.
No. I actually never ran into a kangaroo before. Which is probably a good thing.
That is definitely a good thing. They will wreck your car.
Fun facts for those ever looking to come down under.
Well, significant HP has been lost here for ViCi, but they still have the guns in the game. That's a great flash onto Flying, but it does not affect Destroyer at all. And Flying will be able to peek off of the initial contact to trade down effectively. It's 2 against 1. Orman has an AWP. He does not hit this shot if he looks down vent. No way. He doesn't even look down vent. And that might be his undoing. Bottle's just biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Oh, he does look down the vent, but he doesn't hit the shot, fellas. He didn't even fire the shot. Invictus claw their way back to get an 8-7 scoreline, and in the end, ViCi, I don't think, will be too disappointed with their first half. It's not as good as what they got on the first map, but it'll probably get the job done, and we'll see whether it will in the second half.
saw you every day. Tired of hanging around the ones that always need an explanation. I don't need to every day. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, ease my peace. Figure out where all the voice that made me. Used to feel like I belonged to a certain place or a town.
8-7 the scoreline, and ViCi are doing reasonably well on their map choice, although so is Invictus. But the key stakeholder here is that ViCi did start on the T side, and 8 rounds on the T side of Nuke is normally not too bad at all. Moving on to their CT side, still got a bit of work to do to actually finish this map off. It's not going to be quite as easy as Vertigo was, but the bettors are still quite happy with ViCi's performance so far, and as a result, they are heavily favoured.
Zerking's got the dualies on A side. I feel like I've seen this one before. Just patience from Invictus at the moment.
Waiting for their time to find the timing into upper. They will push in now.
Uh-oh, dualies raining down bullets from above, but unfortunately the pressure has kind of come out from the other entry as well over at Hut, and there's really no one from ViCi that can really stand up tall there. So 2-on-3 and lots of opportunities for Invictus to kind of decide where they want to go now. It's all down to Kaze.
I wonder if Invictus might actually be able to get over the line.
Uh-oh, flying.
Work.
I was about to say, as flying goes down, that's a bit of a problematic situation.
Kaze doesn't have a kit though, so he is going to have to move quite quickly. It's a 1-on-1 against Bottle. He's going to tap the bomb and bait the peek. This might go his way, but no. Bottle's too sharp.
That's Invictus getting off to a good start. I mean, they're 8-8 now. I feel like, you know, a lot of the way that these tools are starting to go, you get the sense that Invictus are actually kind of giving ViCi a good crack here.
Yep.
But they need to actually have the consistency on this T side to close this game out. Like, a lot of the time, if you don't have a good handle on how to play the T side of Nuke, it's going to be quite hard to actually get to 16 rounds. You know, you're going to start to run out of ideas, run out of steam at some point, unless you can, you know, get off to a good start and break that CT money quite often.
Yeah, but it's not like Invictus don't play Nuke. And they've had some pretty close results actually against ViCi on the map. They've had a 19-15 most recently, a few days ago in Pal Fall rather. 16-10 before that, 16-9 before that, and then even further back a 19-15. All of them losses, but it's not like they haven't actually been able to challenge ViCi on this map. Actually, I lie. One of them was actually a win for Invictus back in Cologne, in ESL 1 Cologne. They won 16-10. So, look, the stats do favour ViCi quite heavily on this map, but it's not like it's a one-sided affair.
Well, so far against this Force Spy, seems like they're cleaning it up quite nicely with all these Mac 10s. Kaze trying to find a line. Same thing with Orman with that Mag 7. Kevin's favourite.
Yeah, Jamie Young didn't really do much with it though.
Oh.
Bit uncharacteristic for Kaze to miss a few of those. Still giving it a good crack, and I don't know if Invictus want to really invest resources in just taking down just a single scout.
He's taunting him. They got a hell of a lot of flashes to try to close the distance if they do actually want to hunt him, but doesn't seem like Invictus is interested.
Orman's being a bit cheeky there.
Flying. Sad.
That shouldn't happen though. Like those are little cases where I'm like, there's no pressure from ViCi. You don't really need to go back over there to the bomb. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Not the worst case at the end of the
He
day.
only
It's
lost
probably
the
a Mac 10 loss.
Yeah, it was a Mac 10, yeah. I double checked it. Well, another save here for ViCi, but they do have that 5-7, the Mag 7, and the Scout 7.
Hang on a second.
What?
Something didn't seem right there. I think it was a Mag 7. That doesn't sound right. Scout 7 sounds perfectly normal, but Kaze gets deleted.
Yeah, Scout's out of the equation, unfortunately. Jordan,
Yeah, mate.
what do you reckon? Invictus Gaming #1?
Well, I did say, I thought, you know, this isn't over yet.
Okay.
So
You were talking them up earlier.
I was saying.
Your words, not mine.
They
Obviously.
might actually be a team that could beat Tyloo.
Yeah,
Every
Bottle.
team's a team that can beat Tylo.
it's true.
I mean,
Beyond-
ViCi is as well, yeah, to be fair.
Beyond was a team that could beat Tyloo yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, on one map. But I'm starting to get a funny sense that Nuke might actually go the way of Invictus right now. I think, and it's sort of tying in with what you were saying, a lot of these duels that we're starting to see come through, the way that Invictus seems to be getting through these rounds relatively unscathed. That's a pretty dirty shot from Orman. But what I'm saying is Invictus is starting to look like the better team right now on Nuke. Kind of worries me for ViCi.
I don't know about this one, Orman. I don't
Do it.
know about this one.
Yes!
What is going on? That's 1,800. That's actually huge.
Yeah, Vivas dies to the bomb as well.
Good damage. Good stuff.
So if ViCi's going to restore my faith, we're going to probably need to see them have a very quick, confident victory in this round.
2 of the 4 times they've faced each other on Nuke, ViCi have beaten them in OT.
There you go. So how many times have ViCi won, though? That's also the other question.
3 out of 4.
Oh.
Victor's won 1 of them.
Yeah, at the same time though, I remember watching at least one of those OT games and it was like a very strange game. Either way, Invictus, as I remember last time as well, they do tend to favour the left side wall of smokes as opposed to the right side wall of smokes, and they've gone with those again.
Jam Young struggling a little bit over there. Haddix, A site split going to commence. Zoking, pretty position compromise, can't really land any kills, and there you have it. Zoking Avent's going to go straight down just like that.
Orman's keeping on the shots onto Xiao, but it's just not gone too well for him. 1-for-1 trade, and again, this round slips away from ViCi. Jam Young will get a freebie, maybe even a knife kill. Love to see that. AK upgrade as well. But how much is that going to impact the round? Because it's still going to require a 2-on-3 retake, and ViCi aren't really in the economic position where they can be affording to go for that. So this allows Invictus up to 11.
I think Invictus, the game plan, honestly, to win this right now is to abuse this A site. It's Advent as well as Zoking. They always just seem to be fighting individual angles, not really in the multi-kill positions. And
You know what's interesting? When this left side wall of smoke comes out for Invictus Gaming, like they chuck it out here over the top towards here. Orman actually, the way that he reacts is he's going to chuck a smoke for Jam Young into secret that way. Nice little lineup for that. Very intentional. You can see he's aiming right here at the top of the light there. And actually allows Jam Young a bit of a one-way if he comes up and sits on top of this railing here, to be able to potentially get himself some kills on outer. Not that he really utilised it there, but I always like when you see a teammate actually throw that one way rather than the other person throw a smoke to assist.
ooh, a fast A site take that's coming out as well.
Bit of a clean up for ViCi Gaming, not going too badly for them whatsoever. Into the 3-on-5 now for Invictus. See if they can navigate their way out of a bad situation, but they're trapped behind utility. So there's not really much they could do to try to go out there and take advantage of some of that space created anymore. Instead, they'll have to rethink their approach and try to win some duels, find some nice timings.
be a bad molly to force Zoking to use his smoke and give away his position. They know where he is now. Drop into the vent. ViCi will be well aware of that, having heard things. And they've also posted Jam Young down on the B bomb site. He's gotten rid of Bottle. Should know that there's a second headed in his direction as well. Would have heard 2 drops. And he's quite prepared for it, certainly looking around at things, but he wasn't expecting shout from Decom, which is surprising still. Won't matter too much. 4v1, surely not a problem for ViCi.
It's about damage at the end of the day as well. I mean, the bomb has been lost at Outers. Ormond wins that aim deal, and now he's posted in almost unbeatable position. Very difficult to clear that off angle. So finally, ViCi do manage to grab a CT round, keeping 4 alive as well.
Yeah, help to build up their money because Invictus has still got plenty of cash to burn through. At least on 3 of their players. Saga and Bottle a little bit poorer than the rest of the team. So this might be the last buy round if they do lose it. Might have to take that single save. ViCi's economy is looking a little better. Kaze trying to find a pick here. Almost had the timing on the player jumping up to silo. I think Bottle might have spotted him out, to be honest. Looks like Invictus are well aware, but how will they react? Molotov onto Kaze's position.
Well, he's actually not affected by it for now. He has to face. No, he doesn't even have to face. So that molly's not quite gone where it needed to. Kaze just slips back into secret fine.
Freest pick of his life. And this is my problem with Invictus, you know, on the T side of Nuke. They're getting disrupted. They're getting pushed around by ViCi Gaming, and there's no spunk in them, you know. As soon as they lose that first pick or something doesn't go right, they kind of just walk around like, oh, okay.
Invictus, I mean, ViCi don't have any utility left, though. They have a couple of flashbangs and an incendiary grenade. It's going to be the A-site test one more time. Avid and Zoking crossfire. Zoking just caught in the middle of transition. There you have it. All you just need is 2 entries. I was saying for Invictus, they just need to bully ViCi out of this A-site because this looks tremendously weak so far. And that's exactly the reason why. They've got the advantage. They force ViCi into another save. Who needs strats if you can just out-aim them on the A-site, Mitch?
No one. That's the Chinese way, usually. Not for ViCi Gaming, but usually.
I think that's my problem with ViCi in terms of the A setup. It's just, once again, just segmented. There's no crossfire potential. There's no ability to really trade anyone out. And Invictus admittedly did very well to actually nullify a lot of the danger from there. But all it took was just a single annex smoke, 1 flashbang and a couple of good entries. Invictus win the round. Slowly and steadily bring us back to Inferno.
I think we're going to be heading there.
Seems to be the way that we're headed. I mean, it's not the end of the road just yet for ViCi. They've still got a few more opportunities, and this is one of them.
It's interesting that you talk about that uppers site vulnerability because you do have Zoking and Advent playing that uppers site together, and those are 2 of the lads on ViCi Gaming where I feel like they're prone to have a bit of a shocker sometimes, Kev. And if both of them are not having a great game, you've got a very, very weak site hold going on there with the A4s.
I just feel like Advent's maybe a bit more suited for that Outers player where you can kind of utilize the smokes a little bit more and try to manipulate these timings and kind of get someone, I mean, I guess the problem is trying to find someone consistent to stay on the A side, right? Zoking is looking to pressure into lobby a little bit.
As soon as those outer smokes come in, they just immediately push lobby. Nice little spray down for Zoking. And Advent's there to back him up. No way Invictus were ready for that.
Oh, but a nice little trade from Bottle. Continuing on to the A site at this stage. Can also decide to go back to ramp if they want. Plenty of time to work with at this point in time for ViCi, who try to take things into their own hands, and it really doesn't work out, I feel like, at the end of the day. Nice little shot from Bottle.
Yeah, aiming their way out of a difficult situation. but not just aim, also intuitive play. Ooh, Jam Young. I wanted to get excited about that one, but I felt like he wouldn't really had the timing to close that out, and Flying is able to recalibrate. Maybe if that nade doesn't hit him, that was intended for Annex. They might have not had the info that he was there. Well, ViCi Gaming now scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of the money, Kev. This could be where Invictus breaks their economy and gets themselves 14 rounds and potentially up to 15 if they close out that anti-eco or anti-force round. Then we might be heading to Inferno. Crazy.
I wouldn't say it's too crazy. I mean, Invictus have just managed to bully the A site so many times. It's... I don't know how much more emphasis there is. They've been unable to really take ramp control of these bar rounds. They haven't really been able to take this outers control as well successfully outside of that, these left wall smokes where they walked into Annex. But once again, the game plan was the A site.
That's interesting. They have a variation where they throw the same smokes from a different position. Again, that is the smoke thrown by Allman for Jam Young into secret to potentially give him something to play with over there.
I feel like it was Jam Young actually just dropping a smoke.
No, it was Allman.
It was
I
Allman?
just saw him throw it. Yeah.
Oh, he's able to swindle a little kill through the edge of the smoke, which is always nice, but Advent's now going to be tested.
Yeah, and Victor's just doing a different variation on that wall of smoke, throwing it from a closer position and walking through outside, now trying to find the timing in towards Heaven, and you've got one player wrapping through Annex, Bottles lurking over there, trying to wait for that secret push. Now Invictus getting closer towards Heaven, and Flying trying to swindle his way outdoor. So if Invictus find the right timings here, this is their round.
That's
There's
the
one of
first
them.
one. It's going to draw the attention away into Heaven. Zoking traded out by Flying, who's able to swindle that time, but Orman's just darted around once again, also has a player inside Vents.
Timing has to work out perfectly here for Jam Young. Kaze making the distraction happen, and Jam Young bides his time perfectly. Had to wait for it, had to wait for the distraction. He couldn't be the first one to make that contact because he was never going to win the duel coming up the ladder. But ViCi have now achieved double digits. It's still been a shaky going from them on this CT side, but better than nothing. Money's pretty low though. Obviously that round going down to a 1-on-1. I mean a 2-on-1 I guess, but only the one gun taken through for ViCi. So Invictus is still in a pretty good spot right now.
Five entry deals one. Can't complain about that. 5 out of 5. That's 100%, Mitch.
I just wanted to go back to this round where the smoke was thrown out, and I wanted to see, double check that it... Did they know that Jam Young was coming up behind them before the smoke actually hit? That's what I was wondering.
I don't think so.
So, they both creep out here. The smoke gets thrown for Annex here. So neither of them are looking at him. The smoke hits him, and immediately you see him flick around and actually start shooting at Jam Young. So if that smoke doesn't hit him, I actually think he probably has a much better chance of winning that 1v2. That's kind of crazy. The sound cue of the smoke hitting him actually enables that 1-on-2. That's pretty cool.
It's the little things.
That's something that I would never have been able to know without Skybox though. So it's really awesome to have access to these tools, just to go back and take a
I agree.
second look.
Very helpful.
And also double check when Beyond is blocking their teammates and failing Molotovs on the
true that,
retake.
yeah.
That's maybe not so great to watch, but it's something.
So we have a player that's disconnected, by the way. That's why we're sort of just hanging around waiting for this game to get back under the way.
You mean there's not two Zokings?
There is not two Zokings.
It's Kaze that's disconnected.
It is Kaze.
I'm going to clone anyone. It's sorry, Low King, but it's going to be Jam Young.
What about Orman?
No, I'm good, thanks. I'll take Jam Young.
You're just an Orman hater.
Actually, I'll take Kaze because I know that Kaze is the aggressive player that Kaze needs to succeed as a passive AWPer.
Yeah, that's true.
He's actually a massive troll. Just gonna always go back to the story where he actually introduces himself. Hi, my name is Kaze, and it's just like, wait, what? I thought your alias was Kaze. Oh yeah, it is. That's like Mitch introducing himself as like, hi guys, my name is actually Pill. My name is Pill.
No, it's actually my name is Pylai.
Pylai, yeah.
And
Hey, I've rebranded now.
hi, I'm K-Rath.
It's Kimrath. What do you mean?
Hi, I'm
Kimrath.
Kimrath.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kimrath.
No worries, guys.
How's it going?
You can check me out at my recent advertisements.
For Origin Energy.
Oh, just for different brands.
Pizza.
It's really a handy crew delivery.
Crying about, what was it? What
Apple crumble pizza.
Apple crumble pizza pie. No one in chat knows what's going on.
Nope.
I mean, what's going on with Kaze at the moment?
He should be back fairly shortly, I'm told. Less than a minute.
Just download better internet.
How would you know, Jordan?
I just have this intuition.
Sometimes you have this voice in your head.
That's why I win all of my bets as well.
You win all the bets that you don't place.
Well, I'm not losing. So I must be winning.
Yeah.
He's like that chicken.
You're not playing
He's
yourself.
seen it all.
Chiken?
Chiken.
Get shot. Just get shot at, get sniped at by players.
You know, I miss those days when Chiken was a thing. It was just like before everything was so serious.
Word exe poggers.
I don't get
Poggers
it.
Indeed.
I don't think he needs to install Word.exe. He's already pretty good.
Why is he installing Word.exe?
Needs to write the strats down, dude.
Oh. It's a weird thing to say.
Hmm?
Could you just use Notepad?
Notepad. Would you listen to this guy? Notepad.
Yeah. No one uses Notepad. It's always a notebook. You look at Glaive, he's got like a massive textbook.
I use Notepad.
Yeah, how good are you?
He buys an MP7.
Pretty
That
good.
explains exactly how much you need to know, Mitch, as we're back into the action.
Yeah. Invictus have been on a bit of a streak, but ViCi do get one back. Their economy's cooked. Invictus' economy's cooked. No one's got any money. Aggression into lobby here. Flying's aware. He's so aware, but he's starting to back away. What a perfect timing on the push.
Bit of info there for ViCi, isn't it?
Yeah. Invictus, they've got the ramp room. ViCi respond with the double rotate down into lower straight away.
Yeah, Kaze's continuing to watch underneath heaven.
This is a very awkward game state. Bottles like in secret or warehouse or something. The rest of Invictus are in ramp room. And ViCi are split up all around the map. If they make the wrong rotations at the wrong times, they just lose this round straight away. So this is separating the boys from the men in terms of Nuke CT side. It's all about understanding where you're vulnerable.
Doesn't seem like ViCi wants to be moving all that much. They've still got a couple of players to defend the A bomb site with, so they shouldn't be feeling too uncomfortable. Kaze's also got a headshot onto Bottle. It's a great start to the round, relieving a lot of the pressure onto ViCi. Zoking's also chimed in with one, and Advent gets the trade from the bomb site. That's worked perfectly for ViCi. Destroyer
wow.
even loses his life as well. Kaze banging some heads off.
Kaze
Whatever.
gets 3 scout headshots in that round.
Something, something, word.exe.
Something K's.
Like the wind. Just comes across. The last thing that you see is a guy just like shoulder peeks you, disappears for a bit. I've got this guy. And your head just gets dinked off.
When are we going to get phase K's, huh? When's that happening?
What about Faze Kaze?
Don't rate
Please
that.
don't. Please no.
That's a bit too blasé for me. Not bad.
Just-
Well, starting to see ViCi maybe come back into their own right now on the CT side. They've got only an eco to deal with here. Jamyoung a bit of a messy spray. He's not quite punished too badly for it though, and Advent and Kaze will continue to put in some pretty good work. Interesting to note that Kaze opted not to actually upgrade the scout in that round, but he should be picking.
No, he doesn't have
Another guy
time.
up here?
Last 2 rounds, he hasn't had time to actually retrieve the AKs. That's
been
why
too far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Invictus, this is where I'm wondering, do they actually have enough T-side nuke strats to win this game? Because they've lost a couple in a row. Yes, they had a good start to the half.
This is all they need to do. All right. I'll literally tell you this is what I'd be doing as that IGL right now.
Yes.
All right. Smoke outers hit A site. Don't worry about ramps. Not even a sweat. We're bullying Zoking and Advent today.
see if that's what they go for. Unfortunately, they've lost one of their more critical players in terms of taking bomb sites very early on. And the aggression comes in for ViCi. ViCi are the ones pushing up top. And Invictus are going outers. I think Invictus is just out of ideas, to be honest.
That's not good news.
They've done the same wall of smokes variation time and time again. ViCi have been adapted. ViCi adapted this like 4 rounds ago. Like, they've already worked this out, and Invictus is just like, try it again. I ain't got nothing else.
Still might have had the ability of trying to figure out where Jamyoung is, but Jamyoung's in a pretty potent position. You can't really get wall banged out here, and you're going to have to make noise. It's one of the harder angles to clear as well when entering in from control room side.
Well, Jamyoung's been consistently that player down on the B bomb site trying to defend, and he's done a reasonable job there. 1 for 1's not too bad. Same for the A bomb side as well. Gives the pretty incredible numbers advantage for ViCi here. 1 on 3. Xiao has been spotted by Advent and will be eliminated. So, ViCi are going to equalize. 13-13.
This is not looking great for Invictus. It kind of looks like ViCi is going to be the team that makes it into the upper bracket to play the University Entrance Examination champion, aka Attacker.
Time for Invictus to show us what they've got.
They've got a half buy, Jordan.
Not good enough.
Are they going to throw the same variation on the outside wall of smokes? Looks like it's the right side wall of smokes this time. Looks like Kaze doesn't care what kind of wall of smokes it is. He's just going to go kill him. And again, that's how many rounds in that where they've lost the first pick, now the second.
Yep. Another one.
Oh.
It's just a highlight reel.
Oh, that's
that was almost going to be a highlight just there.
Get him in phase, 360.
That wasn't a no-scope though. Let's be real. Nice little piece coming out from Kaze. ViCi in the lead. Can't believe I say that after all those rounds. It was 13-9, but Invictus, as Mitch was saying, starting to lose a couple of ideas right now, looking a little bit devoid.
Yeah, money's built up quite nicely for them as well. Kaze's pretty much hitting everything, and Invictus slipping away from a third map. To be fair, it's been a nice fight back from Invictus. They went down 16-0 on their own map, so losing like this is not too bad, but certainly would have hoped to have pushed it through to a third. They might not be able to get there this time. Invictus, though, still going to work hard in these next couple of rounds. Here's a push from Jamyoung that should be punished by flying, but Kaze gets one trade. How many more? Actually can't hang on to that fight at all, so Advent needs to do this big spray, and it's unfortunately quite difficult to control at that kind of a range. Ormond, the last alive now for ViCi, has control of the bomb. So he's got a chance. And he's been in pretty good form lately.
What are Invictus going to do? Are they going to boost into Rafter? Or are they
they've gone
wrapping
back.
Lobby? Okay. Lobby back to ramp room. Ormond's trying to big brain it, wrap all the way around to Annex.
What do you do from there? Do you sit inside vent?
I think as long as the T's walk hand in hand, they'll be fine. But at the same time, there is potential for Ormond to sort of get that flank in and catch them off guard.
This might actually come to a reality. Checks the wrong angles for a moment, but still he's able to catch Destroyer's head. Putting it back to the one-on-one.
This is where for Ormond you go unders, right? You go down vent, but Bottle's still persisting through Squeaky.
Oh, Ormond's got to make sure that he doesn't drop off right into Bottle's sightline. Just playing very patiently at the moment, and it does look like Bottle's going to fall into the trap. He's walking his way onto the A bomb site. Ormond watching up on Heaven, but Bottle has no time to get there. He needs to watch the sights.
Nice.
Finds the timing. That's a clutch for Invictus.
This reminds me of another OT or close game that I've watched Invictus play against ViCi, where ViCi was strategically the better team, and Invictus was clutching like crazy. Do you remember that one, Jordan? We casted that one.
No.
Or maybe it was me, you, and Mac. Kev.
I have pain from watching Invictus games sometimes, so
Pain.
don't ask me if I remember like these things. It's just, it's literally the thing. It's just like, why were we placed in this world? Were we meant to suffer Invictus like T-side executes? Because yeah, this is a fast pace straight through Secret. At least they got Under's control.
Jamyoung's down there though. He's been down there pretty much the whole half. ViCi backwards and forwards. AD spam with the Tech 9. It's not going to work out this time. And Jamyoung will smoke Invictus off. He wants to play close behind it. Has the backup as well of Ormond. So if he does drop, never mind. Ormond's gone straight back up to the A-bomb site. So we'll hold that thought for the moment.
And Jamyoung, is he going to refresh his smoke? He's picked it up. Yep, there it is. Refresh on the smoke as well.
Victor's kind of just stopped in their tracks at the moment. Waiting for this smoke to dissipate. Jamyoung on the headshot angle now.
He's on his own though, and there's no one else down to the B-bomb site at the moment, though Kaze will be a quick rotate. Jamyoung, he's called the info, he's heard that, knows what he needs to do, just survive at the moment and wait for the rotates to come in from his buddies. Now takes the peak, and that's the end of Xiao Saga, but he will burn alive inside of the Molotov. Still, Kaze is able to chime in the meanwhile, and Destroyer actually cops a fair bit of damage from his own molly. Bomb plant's going down. Damage has been done to ViCi, but they have numbers. They have the shots as well. If that didn't connect, the grenade certainly did. Kaze will finish it. 15 on the board for ViCi. And Invictus are not looking like they're feeling too confident on this T side. They got through a round, a nice clutch that ended up in a one-on-one, although it was probably too close for comfort, given that Ormond was solo in the two-on-one. Gave them a shot, but now ViCi's back in control. Luckily, at least Invictus have a nice buy, so they're not going to be left wanting for the weaponry.
Are we going to get another OT between Invictus and ViCi on this map? Or is ViCi just going to close down the series here? Make their job that much easier? Invictus, it kind of seems like they're sort of out of ideas, but as long as they can put it into an XVX situation or a post plant, there's still a chance that they can win. Whereas in most other situations, it feels like ViCi usually are probably coming away with the round. Another round where outer smokes get thrown by Invictus, bottle pressuring in that part of the map, and Invictus now walking towards ramp room, where there's not always an AWPer, but this time there is for ViCi, and that's a free pick for Kaze in a critical round like this. Now pressure on Invictus to make something happen in a 4-on-5. They're facing match point.
Yeah, they sped things up into the ramp room, but very quickly slowed back down again. Not sure what to do now. Maybe give some time to Bottle to work outer, see what he can find. But it's not looking great for Invictus right now. Not a lot of map control. Not feeling too comfortable. They don't have too much util. Big damage done onto Bottle. He continues to take the challenge. Ormond will win that. Now 2 players, the deficit for Invictus.
Gonna walk straight out through Squeaky, and Jamyoung's gonna spot this out. Jamyoung, that's a bit cheeky at that stage.
Oh,
that could actually
no.
enable the vent drop. This is actually just swung straight back to a 2-on-2.
What have I
They're gonna go for the plant. Ormond just chilling behind the smoke for now. Kaze is the one making noise. Making his way into Squeaky. He's going to take the first aim duel between Viva. And that's all going to be down to Xiao Saga on 12% at HP. Oh. He gets the first headshot, but it's not enough because it's Kaze, Malaysian superstar, to close it out for ViCi Gaming. Goes to all 30 rounds. Complete opposite of Vertigo. But there it is. It is going to be the 2-0 for ViCi at the end of the day, as it is going to be them facing